What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we will be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Tron to BTC. We will also be looking at a couple of different articles. One discussing the Litecoin Foundation UFC sponsorship was about building the brand, says Charlie Lee. And whether or not it was the Litecoin Foundation, it was the East and West Coast. They kind of the developers and I guess the foundation that kind of built what cryptocurrency, what Litecoin is today. Pretty much, they're definitely going around really pushing Litecoin brand and to really invest in these sponsorships. It's pretty huge. Otherwise, another article we have to discuss today is Crypto Investor. Bitcoin may retest $20,000 with next wave of adoption. If any of these articles sound interesting, or if you wanted to hear about the technical analysis, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up if you like the content. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. So I'm on the current coin market cap, and as you guys can see, unfortunately, markets are in red. Obviously not something we all, look out for. Market cap 120 billion, 24-hour volume 16.6, Bitcoin dominance 52.5. Bitcoin dominance surprisingly staying the same. 24-hour volume 16.6. Surprisingly also staying very similar to where we were yesterday, if anything slightly higher. And then 24-hour, and then market cap is obviously much lower than we saw yesterday. You can obviously see the markets are bleeding red. Top 10 coins, only one is doing fairly okay. Litecoin is in the number 8 position. I just noticed, it was supposed to be like that. I think we did at one point break above Tether, or actually no, I think we were right below Tether, but whatever reason, these market caps are so similar. 2 billion compared to almost 1.9 billion. They're so close. They're neck and neck. We could see Litecoin in the next couple of weeks easily pass, all the way up to the number 4th spot. These market caps: Bitcoin Cash, EOS, Tether, Stellar, they're all very close in market cap. So it really wouldn't have much of a push if we even get the slightest injection of volume in Litecoin. Otherwise, top 10 coins, they're all pretty much down 4 or 5% for the most part. We did take a climactic drop on the 7-day graph, so we're definitely going to be checking that out. I was curious as to why. Markets are definitely in red. Again, if you guys wanted to make some sort of profit off a bearish day, please check out the link in the description, top of the link. It is a website or an app on the iPhone or Android called ABRA. It's basically an exchange for cryptocurrency. They have tons of coins. It's what I preferably use to buy and sell my cryptocurrency. They're doing a promotion that is going away in the next week or two, so definitely take advantage of it. Basically, if you buy $5 or you transfer in $5 of USD or whatever currency you guys use, you transfer that in with a bank deposit, and you turn it into Bitcoin or whatever, and they will deposit $25 of cryptocurrency of Bitcoin into your account. So put in $5, you get 25, and you could obviously take it right back out and put it in your bank if you wanted to, or it would have you start off on your trades. Definitely a cool investment. I highly recommend checking it out. A lot of people have already signed up, so again, you guys know who you are. Thank you for helping the channel out. Every time you guys sign up, it also helps the channel too with the referral code. But otherwise, moving on to the article discussing the Litecoin Foundation and the sponsorship, pretty much what it is about building this Litecoin brand. It's basically what Charlie Lee was talking about. It says Litecoin, the 8th largest cryptocurrency by market cap, was in the limelight because of the Litecoin Foundation's massive sponsorship. And it was the East and West Coast team that helped, really build this more so than the foundation itself. The coin market is its first major step towards adoption, as the foundation sponsored the UFC fight, which took place in December of 2018. And then it says, so it is kind of wanted like to build that brand and make it more well known, and it's really kind of helped a lot. And we've reached a lot of people, he says, and we've reached out. They reached out to us, talked about the coin just because they heard about the UFC sponsorship. Pretty much Charlie Lee was hyping up a lot of this coin, and hopefully you guys are aware of what it kind of means. You know, he stated in the past has the sponsorships several individual athletes, but they don't often sponsor an event. So the fact that they sponsored, you know, a really big event, they're really putting money and really investing into what Litecoin actually is and showing you. They're trying to build his brand up more so than we've seen any other currency or coin. You know, it's pretty wild to see how much time and dedication they're putting into building Litecoin up. And that's why it's so prominent, and that's why, you know, it's kind of catching some limelight here on YouTube. He stated that the foundation took the step because it just seems like the reach is better. He went on to say that the sponsorship for him was just about building the Litecoin brand because everyone's heard of Bitcoin. Not many people have heard of Litecoin. Lee also stated that the idea of sponsoring the event was by the community manager. So that's another cool thing to understand, though, is, you know, you're getting a different audience. The fact that they're sponsoring a UFC, you know, event, they're becoming so much more mainstream than what people normally think cryptocurrency is. If you guys are following me, most people don't associate crypto, Bitcoin, Litecoin with mainstream public, you know, ties. They don't really, they think of it more as an underground, deep, dark web type of trade, drug money, smuggling, you know, but it's really more than that, you know. Yes, some of that could be used for drugs or whatever it is that people use the same thing as US dollars for. You know, people easily buy and sell drugs with, you know, US coins, you know, US dollars as much as they do with, you know, cryptocurrency. So it's the same thing, but there's more respect to Litecoin and cryptocurrency that I really want to touch upon. But moving on, Bitcoin retesting 20,000, you know, in 2019, definitely something interesting to talk about. But saying that since Bitcoin breached the monumental $20,000 price milestone and subsequently crashed, crypto investors en masse have sought to determine when the asset would retest like 5 digits. While an array of crypto pundits have speculated, throwing their zany predictions into the crockpot that is Twitter. You know, the date of the next parabolic rally's commencement is still elusive. Yet a majority of industry commentators, many of which have vested interest in Bitcoin, are sure that the flagship crypto has further to run. So basically, you know, we're expecting this coin to move once again. People are, you know, speculating 2019. It could be 2019, 2020. Yes, 1 or 2 years does sound like a long time, but like I've talked about in the past on the channel, 401ks, you're investing into a pension or something like that. You're talking about 25 plus years of waiting to get that money that you're investing into it. So, you know, 1 or 2 years for crypto to go back to $20,000 can make you a substantial amount of money. It says Alistair Milne, the chief investment officer of Digital Currency Fund, touched on this thought process via recently posted social media comments in which he stated that Bitcoin accentuates an asymmetric risk profile. So it says if Bitcoin runs again, FOMO will be larger than ever. So Milne, a Monte Carlo-based crypto-friendly entrepreneur, took to Twitter on Saturday to remark on why he's still bullish on Bitcoin, which was beaten to hell back over 2018. Milne, who sports over 62,000 Twitter followers, basically said, an early Bitcoin investor, we used to speculate about how it was an asymmetric investment opportunity. You could lose 80% or make several multiples of your investment. So yes, it's very volatile and very parabolic. You really got to be careful of when you invest and how you invest. You know, and they also say don't doubt Gold 2.0. Its subsequent comments, Milton, a self-proclaimed altcoin skeptic, added that Bitcoin has also been its store of value. SOV proposition become more apparent. More specifically, he noted that Bitcoin's investors are now very aware that Bitcoin is trading like gold with 100 times leverage, along with the fact that the flagship crypto inflation rate will be lower than that of precious metal. And as no one appears to doubt the usefulness of gold, Milton added that they shouldn't doubt the potential of Bitcoin, the de facto digital version of the asset under Fort Knox's care. So, you know, huge strides within crypto. A lot of people are still pro. You know, we got these permabulls, you guys like to call it, that are still pro crypto. And it does show that there's plenty of potential for this coin to make some strides in the next ever some growing years. You know, so even if it doesn't take off to this massive, you know, rate, you know, crazy $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $60,000, just like some people store gold, they buy gold bars, they buy silver bars, and they hold them, you know, in their safe at home. I know I've done that too. You can still hold on to a little bit of cryptocurrency. Doesn't hurt. Hold on to a little bit, you know, put $1,000 away if you have that to spend. You know, I'm no financial advisor. Don't take advice from me, but I'm saying personally, if in my salary, you know, I would put away $1,000, you know, that doesn't affect me day to day. It's not going to affect my rent for next month. Then it's okay to invest in cryptocurrency. And that goes with anything, you know, don't put your life savings into it. And you should just hold on to a little bit. You know, Trezor, I've definitely done a website, BitcoinGear.com is a good website to buy a Trezor, and also Ledger Nano is a really good way to hold on to your it's called a hard wallet, and it's basically a way to store your cryptocurrency. Furthermore, moving on to the technical analysis part of today's episode, looking at Litecoin now on its daily. Few things to note. We're building up, guys. Like, I don't know how many times I can explain this, but we are definitely going to see a pop within the next week or two within cryptocurrency, Litecoin, Bitcoin. The reason I'm saying this is we are so flatlined on the daily Litecoin's RSI at 47, so flatlined. We're also stuck in between this channel right here, trading sideways, practically zero movement, no volatility at all, no volume, nothing. Even though we did fall, there's still a huge support at $30 that we're hugging, and there's just zero volume. This sideways momentum is gearing us up for a potential pop or a major move to happen within cryptocurrency. So we're really anticipating either a nice movement up to the top here, retesting $38, or a potential pullback down to 23, which is highly unlikely. We could see a move to 27.80, but more so I can see a run to the upside. Same thing goes with Bitcoin. Bitcoin also trading sideways. I think that has a lot more consolidation though. Bitcoin, it can potentially, you know, shoot up to $4,300, which is, you know, almost $1,000 more than where we're at currently. But, you know, there is support that we're hanging out here. If we do fall, we could expect $3,000 to be our bottom support. But I do think for the long term, we're going to trade sideways until we can test this resistance, this downtrend. So sideways trading is definitely, you know, in the forecast for cryptocurrency and for Bitcoin, especially sideways movement until we retest that high-low MMA. Lastly, in terms of the top 3 blue chip cryptocurrencies, we have Ethereum to look at. Ethereum, once again, doing a very similar pattern to all the other cryptos we discussed today, mainly because they're similar. Everything piggybacks off of Bitcoin for the most part. But sideways trading, zero volume, guys, zero volume, no movement. You can see how suppressed the volume is becoming, how low it is. You can see previously we've had much more volume, and there is practically none at the current moment. So that is an indication that we are going to see a pop or a major move, you know, up or down in the very near future. I am, you know, leaning more towards a bullish movement to the upside, but it does seem like we're having trouble breaking 123. So until we can break 123, I can expect a bearish movement. If we can get the price up above 123, then I can expect a bullish movement. So that's pretty much my, you know, prediction on that. Furthermore, the reason I'm so, you know, pro Tron right now, I'm not a big fan or know too much. I can't really talk about the company itself, but in terms of the way I'm looking at these prices, it looks pretty nice. Actually, there's a beautiful uptrend that we've talked about, trading upwards, and I do think I'm going to invest in a little bit of Tron once it hits this uptrend, and then ride it back up to resistance up at the top here and sell off. You know, I'm not really one to risk the 50-50 chance, no Russian roulette, of which way it's going to pop. Otherwise, that's going to sum up today's episode, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up if you like the content, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.